Growing up in LA, it was fun. Barbecues, cookouts, potlucks, summertime, street blocked off.
Close to home. I like the title, and I like this. It's like a short documentary, and it's about homelessness with the youth. And it's not just about this is a problem, it's about these people are trying to solve the problem. So I like that a lot. I didn't realize, of course, living in Los Angeles, I knew the homeless situation was bad. I didn't realize how many homeless there actually is. So to me, showing that was very educational and eye-opening as far as dividing up, well, this is how many 18 to 24-year-olds are out there. And it's quite amazing how many and that's just in Los Angeles, how many youth are out there on the streets. Whether it's for a month, years, it doesn't matter. Like one of the youth said is that 1 month in LA on the streets is very dangerous. I mean, that would be very scary. And I just give everyone kudos here for getting themselves into a better situation with the help of the support that they've had. I enjoyed listening to everybody's stories, and I felt like, it takes a lot to do that. So thank you for being vulnerable with that. Really nice music choices throughout the whole documentary. Really nice footage of the team members as well. I liked seeing, the different images of them, the video of them all together, and then all the separate interviews. And again, just sharing your stories with the audience it was intimate. And I think the audience can understand better the systematic problems that are going on given these types of videos, because you're really bringing it to light, and how the youth really has no voice unless it's changed. So great job. And I did write down stigma as a homeless person, the stigma about that is a problem because it's criminalized. So, and anyone can be a homeless person. And I think about that whenever I see people on the street. So yeah, we need to do something systematically. So great job.
Close to home. LA Emissary. I mean, the work that they're doing is absolutely amazing. I loved learning about this organization and the impact that they're having on the community. I thought that was incredible. I wish that the director of photography had compensated for the partial shade. That way everybody was lit equally in the frame. That would have been awesome. But I thought that the cinematography indoors was fantastic. I loved learning about each of the people and their story for how they came to be a part of, LA Emissary. I think that was great. Yeah, the interviews with them were powerful, they were moving, and I just thought that this was a great film. I love what they're doing. So, nice job.
Close to Home is a documentary short film that shows lived experience of the unhoused population, but it shows us a story of how people take their experience and advocate for it. And it's really a strong movement because they make some really strong points in this. We not only get to see the different stories of how people fall into this situation, it's not exactly this systemic idea that society has that, oh, maybe alcohol and drugs is what's gotten them in this mess in the first place. We see these different stories of how these people have overcome their struggle, but that's the thing that they wanted to strongly remind us, is that those who advocate the most strongly for certain causes are the people who are having that lived experience. However, just because you're speaking up for that experience does not necessarily mean that you're outside of that suffering, of that limitation. And sometimes we set out to be dedicated and persevere, yet how often are we set up with the foundations to succeed? And I think that's what we see these groups of people coming together, building this, emissary to help solve a problem that they have faced, and give people the resources, as we find that the troubling statistic that our youngest population is the one who suffers from this the most. And why shouldn't we give the resources that they need to be able to find that safe space, not just a place where they can just rest their head, and be able to provide them the tools that they need to set them up for success and build them those foundations, rather than just giving it to them just to kind of take it away just as they get the ball rolling.